And another guy I wrote about before the Mattingly is a guy I was really excited to watch was Southlake Carroll shortstop Ethan Mendoza. And man, he did not disappoint.
It was a clinic.
Oh my gosh. I think that he was the best, most natural, pure hitter that was in that event. Just his ability to time pitches, to hit different pitches, to use parts of the field, to know when he can get in situations when he can pull, when he's got to kind of let the ball travel a little more and go to the other way. He didn't strike out once, not a single strikeout in 23 plate appearances. And that was against good stuff. Like, I forget the first pitcher they were seeing the first game, but they're playing the Puerto Rico team. And they were throwing a guy that had some good stuff. I think he punched out the first two batters. So I'm thinking, okay, and then Mendoza gets in there and just times it and whacks a hard single. And that sort of stuff always sticks out to me. Like, this guy clearly on the mound is giving guys problems. It's your first game of the day. You're kind of coming off cold. You haven't seen pitches. And you just get in there and time something right away and hit a hard base hit somewhere. So he ended up hitting 529, 609. Slugged 1059 for an OPS of 1.668. And oh, by the way, he made probably 3 or 4 plays on slow rollers that were really athletic plays on tough plays. There's a lot to like about his all-around game. Once we get to dive into our update of our 2023 list, I can assure you that he's not only going to be on it, he's probably going to be very, very high up there. A guy that was intriguing last summer, just didn't quite have the production. Huge production for Southlake Carroll this year. And man, did he have some production this week as well.
There's no doubt about it. And from us, I think one of the biggest compliments you can get is just to be called a baseball player. And he is that for sure. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Brandon Loy. Just a really
you know how that much that name means to me.
Exactly. I mean, he made some really tough plays, like you said, look easy. And he just has that innate sense of timing and feel on defense and offense. And that's so rare. I mean, Brandon had an insane senior year. He had over 500 his senior year, I'm pretty sure, in high school, and just showed up. And I think there was 2 games in his career at Texas over the 3 years that he didn't start at shortstop, and it was the first 2. And he was moved into that shortstop role, and for 3 years, you knew if the ball was hit to the left side of the field, you're out. Mm-hmm. And he just had that clock, and you can see that Ethan plays like that. And he's one of those guys too that he's gotten a lot stronger over the course of the last year, and from everything we've heard, he put in the work to do that.
Yeah.
It showed. He's a great example of those guys that they have to figure out how to play baseball. And then when they grow and they already know how to play baseball, they're just special players. And he's in that category for me. And sky's the limit for him. Area code guy, dad as a coach. You see all kinds of guys like that I'm sure that a lot of that's where that comes from. But I mean, he was as good as any player in the event. I mean,
and I don't know if he's taking an S2, but I bet if he takes an S2 cognition test, I bet it's really good. Like, he's just one of those guys I watch now, and I'm like, I wonder what you would test, because your instincts and the way you play in your, like, it just looks like you're one of those guys that processes things a little bit differently than your peers, for sure. But hats off to him for just an outstanding tournament. I mean, I feel like he's gonna, if we did like a YouTube of all his highlights over the week, it'd probably be like 4 minutes long. It was just so impressive. But another really, really impressive guy, Dylan Schleck.